Even at 49 years old, Floyd Mayweather is still turning heads. Recent clips from his workouts show him gliding around the gym with sharp speed, sharp timing, and that signature explosive burst that defined his prime. The discipline and precision in his movements prove he hasn't lost a step.
Slide and drop. Punch it, here we go. Drop. Walk it. Touch it. Six. Touch it. Watch it. I step back like I have my distance. That's why I step back. See, I have my distance. Fighters don't know their distance. You gotta know your distance.
As he gears up for camp, Floyd Mayweather is putting in serious work. Even as he nears the big 5-0, he's showing crisp technique, lightning-quick hands, and the same polished skill set that made him one of the sport's most disciplined fighters. Age may be climbing, but his sharpness inside the gym hasn't faded. During camp, Floyd focuses heavily on footwork and conditioning. To sharpen his speed and build stronger legs, he spends time grinding through high-intensity jump rope drills, keeping his rhythm tight and his movement explosive. According to Johnny Nelson, Floyd still appears quicker, stronger, and more precise than Mike. Watching him work the heavy bag inside the ring, Nelson even suggested that Floyd looks fresher and younger during his sessions.
The run craft, it's like me getting in the ring with a 14-year-old kid that doesn't know half as what I know, but he's got the pace, he's got the movement. And even though Floyd's 48, he'll still have more movement and pace than Mike. So then it's going to be, ooh, I want to get him. So to me, it's one of those you want to watch between your eyes. But when I heard, I thought, wow, really? But then you're going up against Floyd Mayweather. This guy was unbeaten as a fighter. He still physically has ring craft. He still physically can move about the ring and do what he has to do. I think for Mike Tyson, he's going to be very frustrated. He will want to lay a shot on him to get rid of him, but unfortunately, you slow down. Father Time gets the better of us all, and even though I think when it comes to a fan's favourite, I'm quite sure most of the fans I'd love to see Mike Tyson put Floyd in his place, and that's probably what will be the attraction as well. But you've got to remember, Mike Tyson's 59 years old. You've got to remember, Floyd Mayweather is still hitting the bag in the gym. He's still moving around, even though he's 48 years old.
Tony Jeffries suggested that Floyd's interest in facing Mike is driven by the massive audience such an event could attract. He believes exhibition bouts can generate huge numbers, especially after Mike's recent showdown with Jake pulled in record-breaking attention and global buzz.
Yeah, I'll be able to beat him. I mean, remember when Floyd fought Manny Pacquiao? Like, he waited until Manny got knocked spark out from Marquez, and then he was like, yeah, now's my time to fight him. I just don't believe that Floyd would have fought Mike Tyson if Mike Tyson didn't fight Jake Paul. But Floyd seen that Mike Tyson couldn't hardly walk to the ring. When he got to the ring, he couldn't move around. Jake Paul was running circles around him. And that being said, I'm a huge Mike Tyson fan, like huge. But we see what Floyd's doing here. He's like, yeah, I'm going to get in there with Mike Tyson, who couldn't do anything with Jake Paul. I'm going to get millions of dollars. Well, yeah, I'm up for that. But again, I don't blame Floyd Mayweather for doing this. In boxing, I always say, there's not much money in it for the regular people like me and you if you're a fighter. But for someone like Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson, they earned absolutely millions of...
With both fighters already cemented as legends, this matchup seems driven more by the potential payday than by legacy. The goal appears to be big financial returns rather than adding to their Hall of Fame reputations.
Mayweather Mike Tyson exhibition, and then it's going to happen April 25th in Congo. That's the plan right now.
In the Congo? Wait, is Don King part of this? It's in the Congo?
Let's bring him back, right?
Hey, let my people go, baby. Let's get it.
These are the only two living icons, boxing icons. Mike Tyson is an icon. All right, Floyd Mayweather, that's debatable, but Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, that's debate. I mean, by now they're probably icons. Mike Tyson, icon versus icon, in an exhibition effort, you might as well. I want to say this though. If you guys thought Mike Tyson was pulling punches against Jake Paul and that wasn't real, well, he ain't gonna pull no punches against Floyd. Like, that dude has shown that he hated. Remember his fake punch at Floyd? Floyd ain't.
Wade Plemon commented that seeing a legend like Floyd competing at this stage can be a letdown, as it gives the impression that money, rather than passion or legacy, is the main driving force.
Always thought that Floyd Mayweather had financial troubles because of the money he owed to the IRS, because of the terrible, terrible business and real estate investments that he's made, and apparently some of these have gone under, and he is owed back rent, or he is owing back rent, and he is delinquent on a lot of payments for a lot of different things right now. These things seem to have added up for Floyd, and now it's pretty apparent that not only is he doing these, bank robbery style exhibitions, but it looks like he absolutely needs to do it, which is very, very sad. Listen, I'm not the biggest fan of Floyd Mayweather as an individual outside of the ring, but I never want to see athletes have their money mismanaged or mismanage their own money so badly that they go broke in retirement, and it looks like that's kind of what's happening. And here's a snippet from Business Insider because it made me want to pay for the entire.
Tony Jeffries weighed in on Floyd Mayweather's return, suggesting that ego might be driving him more than competition. He noted that the recent Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight became one of the most watched boxing events in recent memory. For someone like Floyd, proud, fiercely competitive, and used to being the center of attention, being overshadowed is not an option. According to Jeffries, this fuels Floyd's drive to reclaim the spotlight and possibly break those viewership records, proving that he still commands respect and relevance in boxing. It's less about legacy or sporting achievement and more about maintaining his unmatched appeal and showing the world he's still a dominant figure. With this mindset, Floyd's comeback seems aimed as much at spectacle and record-breaking as it is at competition.
Me and you if you're a fighter. So we've got to make as much money as we can while we can and then get out of the sport. But with these two, they're multi-millionaires. And I want to get into the tail of the tape and talk about exactly the records and all of that stuff with it. But first, I just want to say, I believe that these are doing this for different things. Mike Tyson is doing it purely for the money. Purely for the money. Floyd is doing it for the money as well, but also I believe Floyd's doing it for that limelight. You've seen the numbers that Mike Tyson, Jake Paul got, and I think this is the most viewed fight of all time, Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. I might be wrong in saying that, but I'm sure it was. It was hosted on Netflix, and Floyd's been one in the past with his ego that he wants to just, be in that limelight all the time. And when you're not in the limelight all the time, you want to have that limelight. Floyd's got all of the money.
Ariel Helwani recently weighed in on the current landscape of potential boxing events, highlighting the uncertainty around some high-profile matchups. He noted that while figures like Carl Froch might see certain announcements as endorsements, the reality behind these events is far more complex. Ariel stressed that he's only reporting and isn't involved in organizing or funding these fights. Key details, like dates, venues, and rules, remain unclear. Addressing the recent buzz around Mike Tyson, he explained that interest in another exhibition is somewhat limited following Tyson's bout with Jake Paul. Had a similar matchup happened after Tyson's fight with Roy Jones Jr., it could have been a massive draw. But timing plays a big role, and public excitement now is more uncertain. He also highlighted practical concerns. Tyson will soon be close to 60, and Mayweather has been out of the spotlight, making it unclear how much interest fans will have. Ariel suggested that vague announcements might be strategic, either to test public reaction or attract potential investors. Overall, Helwani's perspective offers a clear look at the business and promotional side of boxing, while also shedding light on public expectations surrounding stars like Tyson and Mayweather.
Like the likes of Carl Froch viewed that as an endorsement. Like, look, man, I'm just working. It's a big opportunity to be on Netflix. I didn't put the fight together. I'm not paying these guys. So, let's chill out. But all right, I'm not going to poo-poo this. I just don't know what CSI is. And the way it was presented made me think that there was like a secondary press release to come, that they'll be involved in like some sort of like virtual boxing thing. Like it just didn't seem real. You know why it didn't seem real? I'll tell you why. There's no date attached to it. There's no venue attached to it. Forget rules, exhibition, not exhibition, weight. I mean, here's a guy who fought a heavyweight fighting forget all that. These things can get figured out, the fine details. The fact that it was announced, why announce something with no date or location attached to it? You know, trying to get some investors or something like that.
But maybe also testing the waters. If the response was overwhelmingly positive, maybe you go, okay, we move forward. If the response is muted or negative, maybe you go, okay, we're not going to actually do this. You know, you lob it out there as a way to poll the public, and then make an adjustment.
So you don't think it happens?
I do not think it happens. I just don't think there will be enough interest. I know they have huge name value. There's zero after the last performance by Mike Tyson against Jake Paul. I don't think there's going to be interest in seeing Mike Tyson do that again. I think if this match was made on the heels of Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr., I think this would be blockbuster. I think people would be falling over themselves to consume.
Wade Plemons, Floyd Mayweather's attorney, firmly denies any claims that Floyd is in financial trouble, dismissing reports that suggest he owes $54 million. Still, he admits that the upcoming fight is driven largely by money, describing it as a straightforward payday for both fighters. Plemons is also frank about the matchup itself, predicting it won't offer much for serious boxing fans. Outside of the spectacle of seeing Mike Tyson step into the ring, he says there's little to excite the purists. He also reflected on the history between Tyson and Mayweather, recalling that Tyson once criticized Floyd as a small little angry man. With past personal tensions and Floyd's perceived disrespect toward Muhammad Ali, Tyson's favorite fighter, Plemons notes that a genuine fight in their primes wouldn't have been possible, largely due to their different weight classes. Now, as they face off in an exhibition, the focus is less on competitive boxing and more on entertainment, ego, and generating revenue, highlighting the unique dynamics of two legends at this stage of their careers.
Insider is reporting that Floyd Mayweather could be facing money trouble, citing an estimated $54 million in debt, property foreclosures, multiple lawsuits piling up. Mayweather's attorney strongly denies he's any kind of financial distress, but the headlines aren't slowing down. $54 million alleged dollars in debt. So it makes sense why they would want to do this, and it's strictly for money. Let's be honest. This is a clear money grab, but this is going to be a terrible fight. This is not going to be a fight that anyone outside of watching Mike Tyson walk to the ring and the idea that maybe he'll knock out the little guy in Floyd that Tyson for a long time didn't like. You know, for a long time called Floyd a small little angry man or a small little scared man because he couldn't walk his kids to school by himself, mainly because Floyd had, he kind of disrespected Muhammad Ali, who was Mike Tyson's favorite fighter and one that he would never put himself above. But Mike's 60 years old, and if there was a time for Mike to get him and knock him out or whatever, it never would have happened because they were in completely different weight classes and XYZ. If you wanted to settle it outside of boxing, that's one thing, but now they're stepping into this.
Roy Jones Jr. recently shared his thoughts on Floyd Mayweather's next moves, noting that after his exhibition with Mike, Floyd is seriously considering a return to professional boxing. Jones highlighted that talk of a rematch with Manny Pacquiao is gaining momentum, as fans and analysts continue to call for it. He pointed out that criticism of their first fight still lingers, with many insisting a proper rematch is long overdue. According to Jones, Floyd is motivated not just by public demand, but also by the chance to settle unfinished business with Manny in the ring. With Floyd actively training and interest running high among fans, Jones believes a rematch could realistically happen this year. Boxing enthusiasts are buzzing at the prospect, recognizing that seeing these two legends face off again would be a historic event and an opportunity to finally put old debates to rest.
Pacquiao loved me as a ref too. They both did.
But you've done a lot of Floyd fights.
And I've done a lot of Manny Pacquiao fights. Matter of fact, at one point in time, I had done more Pacquiao fights than I had done Floyd fights.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I mean, they were close neck to neck, but...
Do you know how many? How many Floyd fights have you done?
Well, I did, because I did a lot of his exhibition fights after he retired. And believe it or not, I could negotiate how much I make on those exhibition fights, whereas on the professional fights, the commission made that decision.
So there's no favoritism, Floyd, you just...
That's right. And the other thing that made me favorites, on certain fights, our commission will give the each camp the name of 3 referees and say pick one. It don't mean this is the one you're gonna get. And then they'll give them the name of 5 judges and say pick 3. Don't mean that what you pick you're gonna get. But at least they're getting, the commission is getting their voice as to who they choose. And after a certain amount of time, if Kenny Bayless' name keeps coming up, then that says something
like
about my work.
Yeah.
That says something about my work in the ring.
Roy, you ever had a chance to pick a ref or petition for a ref?
I have had a few chances to accept or deny. And there have been several times I have denied because I felt like the referee was more into the other guy or was more into the other guy's promotional team.
Yes. You remember that ref?
I do remember a few of them, but I'm gonna tell you like this, I ain't gonna call no names because, you know, I don't like to drop no salt. But in the second Bernard Hopkins fight, this referee, I could tell right away, was for that side and not.
It looks like Roy Jones Jr.'s prediction was spot on. Netflix has officially confirmed the historic rematch, announcing Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao. 2 of the greatest icons in boxing history will meet again in the first-ever professional boxing match at the Sphere in Las Vegas. Saturday, September 19th, live globally, only on Netflix. Fans around the world have erupted with excitement, eager for a rare chance to see these legendary fighters face off once more, promising an unforgettable night in boxing history. Johnny Nelson recently shared his insight on why legends like Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather return to the ring despite being past their primes. He explained that while fans might worry about tarnishing their legacy, these fighters are also human, balancing families, financial responsibilities, and real-world opportunities. Nelson pointed out that at 59, Tyson has a chance for a massive payday, just as Mayweather can at this stage in life. For him, legacy and criticism often take a back seat when such opportunities arise. Ego also plays a major role. Facing someone they dislike while commanding huge sums can outweigh common sense. Ultimately, Nelson frames these decisions as a mix of financial motivation, personal pride, and the desire to remain relevant and dominant in the boxing world.
Completely, but you've got to remember these guys are individuals, their fathers, their brothers, or whatever, and they still want to earn a massive chunk of money. Where's Mike Tyson? Whatever they're getting paid, where's Mike Tyson at 59 going to earn this kind of money? Where's Floyd Mayweather at this time of life going to make this kind of money? It doesn't matter what we say about legacy. These guys are still going to live. These guys are still thinking, you know what, I'll take the heat, I'll take the criticism, but you know what, my bank account's all right, my family's all right. And I know it's crude, and I know it takes a shine off it, but that's real talk. So these guys are now in a position where where people want to pay them a lot of money to fight each other. It's against somebody they don't like. So again, ego's going to get the better of common sense. With Mike, as far as I'm concerned.
Ariel Helwani recently shared a strong opinion about the upcoming fight, calling it unnecessary and something he doesn't want to see. He raised serious concerns about the risks involved, pointing out that both fighters are well past their prime. According to Helwani, stepping into the ring at this stage carries inherent dangers. While fans may be curious, the matchup comes with significant physical risks. He emphasized that the fight seems to prioritize spectacle over safety, sparking a larger debate in boxing about whether nostalgia-driven matchups are worth the potential toll on the fighter's health.
Economic times, there's economic challenges. These corporations and companies, they're looking to make profit. And if they put out a pay-per-view, and a lot of people, another thing is the fighters. I'm blaming the fighters too, because there's a lot of guys, they're not bigger than the fighters of yesteryear. That's why you can have a Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson, whose brands are so big. This is going to be a big fight. It's going to be, just because it's a freak show, circus fight, whatever you want to say. Some people are going to be mad at it. I don't want to see it, blah, blah, blah. But the curiosity is always going to get the best of the masses, especially if they put this on Netflix or Amazon or whoever, right? And that's the reality. A lot of these new fighters, Gen Z fighters, people under 30, they're not marketing themselves, where everybody sees a picture of Shakur Stevenson or Keyshawn or Virgil Ortiz and know who that person is, right? Versus past fighters, everybody, at least at the time, they would have known who Mike Tyson was. They would have known who Roy Jones Jr. was, Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, right? That's the reality of it. So that's how we got here. That's definitely how we got here. And then the other thing is piracy, people being cheap and not wanting to pay for great fights that we've had that have come with a paywall. And then now these companies see that and they're like, we're going to get our money one way or the mother effing other. There's more than one way to skin a cat. And that's the reality of it. So now when we get these freak show fights, they've already seen that YouTubers and influencers.
For today's video. Stay tuned until next time.